Good evening, good evening, good evening. This is Rev Right, and a very special friend asked me to speak just a few minutes on faith. And I'm just going to take a few minutes of your time to talk about the faith subject. Yes, and I know that y'all spoke today, the lesson today was on the story of David and Goliath, which is a wonderful analogy on faith. And I just want to add to that, if that's okay with Sister Rix. It's okay? Well, great, awesome. Now, I want to use the analogy of a story that I thought was very, very touching. And I believe that this story will fit in this little session of tonight. And this story is about two little boys, I believe around the age of 10, that was out playing one day on some ice. While playing on the ice, one of the little boys fell through the ice. His friend started to beat on the ice, trying desperately to save his friend. He beat on that ice, but he could not break through. He looked around and he saw a tree in the distance. The little boy ran towards the tree, climbed the tree, and broke off a huge branch, dragged the branch back over to the ice where his friend was, and began to beat the ice with the branch. He beat that ice until he broke through and reached down and pulled his friend out of that ice. Yes, and when the paramedics got there, along with the police, they looked around in amazement. They looked at the little boy. They looked at the branch. They looked at the situation and they shook their head in disbelief. They started to talk to one another and they said to one another, How did this little boy do this? There was an old man standing around, and he spoke up and said, I know how the boy did it. And they looked at him and said, Tell us, how did he do it? And the old man looked him in the eyes and said it just as plain and straight. He did it because there was nobody around that could tell him he couldn't do it. The moral of the story is, if you can believe it, you can achieve it. And with God, nothing is impossible. You just got to believe that. Trust in God with all your heart. Lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct your path. Be blessed. Now, I like to take the time to recognize two special people in the audience tonight. That's Jason and Asia. I heard that you won the quiz on last time, and I want to just congratulate you. Awesome job. Keep up the good work and be blessed. And I know that if you do that, everything will be all right.